Okay, we're down in the garden. We're going to be planting our tomato starts today, and you can see by all these sticks that this is where we're going to be planting the tomatoes. I've already planted some of them where you see that white part is the paper, shredded paper for organic substance. And the first thing we're going to do is add calcinated lime, in this case gypsum, which is calcinated sulfur, to the ground. And the one reason we're going to do that is because our soil is deficient in calcium. And you need to have your soil more proficient in calcium when you're planting tomatoes, because they need that mineral. Plus the fact that if it rains a lot, which you don't know, if you get an overabundance of rain, the calcium helps the tomatoes absorb water. If you get a particularly wet season, tomatoes have a hard time absorbing water, and this will help. Plus, using Epsom salts dissolved in water will help too, and we'll talk about that a little later. This first stick right here is where we're going to start planting our first tomato. And first thing I'm going to do is add a little bit of the gypsum, is what I have, to the soil, and work it in just a little bit before I plant the tomato. I'm also going to get some of the weeds from around the area just hoed up a bit so I don't have trouble with weeds later on. I'm going to dig my hole here for the tomato plant. These are some tomatoes I bought. These are big boys, Beefmasters that I bought. My Beefmasters didn't want to grow in my pots. Anyway, you squeeze the bottom of the container and you can get your plant out like this. And you want, most of the time you plant a plant to about there, but in tomatoes and other garden plants you want to plant up the stem quite a bit, up this way, and roots will come out of there. So it looks like I'm planting it deep, but I'm really not. I'm going to cover it up, pat it into the soil, then add a little water to it. To get all the air bubbles out of the soil. And then I'm going to put more organic mixture, which is right now all it is shredded paper. I'm going to put that around the area. Trying to put it about 6 to 8 inches deep. It should keep the weeds from coming up around the tomatoes. Also keep the moisture around the tomatoes. And eventually, as it starts to degrade, it'll feed their tomato plants. And then that's all I need, and I'm ready to plant the next one. This is going to be the row of my Beefmaster tomatoes. My larger tomatoes, slicing ones, and I'm going to go ahead and finish planting this row for the tomatoes.